As our coverage continues on Iran-Israel war, Iran has now warned the world that its nuclear rights cannot be taken away by threat or war. Iran warned of more devastating response to continued Israeli aggression. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron has said that France and its European partners would ramp up talks with Iran following more than a week of hostilities between the Islamic Republic and Israel. My colleague Ghazali joins me for more on this. Ghazali, tell us, why should we worry about Iran's plan on the nuclear facilities?
See, all the Western nations and especially US, Israel, European Union nations, they're all very concerned that perhaps they feel that Iran having a nuclear bomb will be a threat, or even an enriched nuclear program of Iran will be a threat in the Middle East. And that is why France has taken the lead in leading the negotiations with Iran. Just a couple of days ago in Geneva, we had the Iranian Foreign Minister, Mr. Abbas Araghchi, meeting with the foreign ministers of UK, Germany, and France. And following up on those discussions, though it never concluded in a positive way, but both the leaders from both sides concluded that the talks were positive, but Iran has been adamant that it cannot give up on its nuclear enrichment program, though it says that it is not to develop a nuclear bomb, but it is for a civil nuclear program, which the West is not convinced about. And France is now taking the lead in sort of in reducing the tensions in the region by engaging in talks with Iran. Mr. Trump, the United States President, has categorically said that the channels for negotiations with Iran is still open. But Iran also has put out a condition that talks will only resume once Israel's aggression stops, which Israel has now said that it will not stop the aggression until Iran stops the uranium program. So it's more like a who blinks first kind of situation right now.
Right.
Iran says that Israel will have to stop. Israel says it won't stop until Iran halts its uranium enrichment plan.
Absolutely. Ghazali, stay with me. We have more news coming in on our continued coverage on Iran and Israel war. Israel has made a big claim amid the ongoing war with Iran. It claimed that an Iranian plot to attack Israeli citizens in Cyprus had been foiled as the war between the two arch rivals raged for a ninth day. Israeli Foreign Minister wrote on X that Iran's Revolutionary Guards had tried to carry out an attack on Israeli citizens in Cyprus. This is a big claim that has been made by Israel, and my colleague and expert over the international affairs continue to be with me. Ghazali, tell us this particular attack that Israel claims. Do we have any reply from the Iranian side?
See, there is no response from Iranian side, but we must tell our viewers that this is Israeli claim. Even Iranians claimed day before yesterday that Israel has planned an assassination plot against Mr. Abbas Araghchi, the Iranian foreign minister, in Geneva, just before he was to attend the talks with the EU leaders. And Iran claims that they foiled an assassination attempt in Geneva against their own foreign minister. And hours later, then Israel said that there was Iranian assassins who were found in Cyprus, and somehow Israel also foiled all those attempts of terror attacks or assassination attempts on Israelis. Now, Israel has not clarified or given details at who were the targets in those assassination plot or the terror attacks, but it is also well known that both the countries have got their hate squads which carries out such covert operations in the region, targeting embassies, targeting employees of the embassies and nationals from both sides, as we have seen in these attacks when Israel has been assassinating the nuclear scientists in the last 1 week of war.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ghazali, for detailing for us what these claims and counterclaims from the both sides mean. Now, as the war continues between Israel and Iran, NDTV reports from Ground Zero. NDTV reporter Ankit Tyagi has landed in Israel and is now reporting from the war zone. NDTV is tracking all the latest developments and bringing you first-hand account of what is happening on the ground while the war rages on. Take a look.
It's been a very long journey from India to reach Israel. As you remember, all the airports are shut. Through Jordan we have made our way, and it's a very tedious process. The security situation in Israel is very, very on high alert at this moment, and it took us many hours to try and go through the Aqaba crossing. I'm right now just 5 kilometers from that crossing because we are not allowed to shoot the border, near the border. And we are in Eliat. This is a small town here in Israel. and we are trying to make our way to Tel Aviv. Now, let me very quickly tell you what we have gathered so far. A new spate, a new wave of missiles from both sides. In fact, the Israeli Defense Forces have said that there were certain drones, about 40 of those, which were launched by Iran, which have been shot down by the air defenses of Israel. Meanwhile, Iran also says that Israel is now attacking their civilians. Here in Israel, the security situation is on a heightened alert. Largely from where I'm in the south end of the city because all the other border crossings which are closer to Jerusalem and Tel Aviv are closed today. And we have tried to come all the way from Amman to the southern end of Israel, now making our way towards Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv and areas near that are the ones which are extremely impacted, affected. In fact, Eilat is one town where a hospital few days back we were told, was attacked by the Iranian missiles. It was targeted. Since then, in this area, at least so far, there hasn't been a major activity of drones and missiles coming in from Iran. But as you go closer to Tel Aviv, that's where the entire, damage is. It is also the main targeted area. Iranians on the other side have been saying that if United States now enters, because remember, Donald Trump administration has said they will take 2 weeks before they decide whether they want to jump into this conflict or not. They are saying if Donald Trump or America jumps into this conflict, this is going to be, in fact, a very long, bloody conflict that both the countries are going to endure. On the other hand, the IDF has said they are preparing for a long haul, a long conflict with Iran till the time the nuclear capabilities of Iran are absolutely wiped out. So what we are expecting here is another round. There have been, in fact, instructions given to us as soon as we cross the border to be wary of the siren. As soon as that, is sounded off, you have to leave your car, run off the highway, and, there are shelters. I will show you where I'm standing. This is a bus station, and what you see, this one is going inside a shelter, and these are the kind of shelters which are there constructed all across on the highways in Israel. So if the siren is sounded off, I will have to make my way inside one of these shelters to be till the time the siren, it does not go, completely is sounded off. So this is a tricky situation at this moment, as NDTV now on the ground reporting from the heart of this conflict, which has this pitched battle between Iran and Iran and Israel has in fact put the entire world on tenterhooks. And, we are right in the heart of this conflict, trying to get our viewers the latest updates here on NDTV.
And now another flight under Operation Sindhu has landed in Delhi, bringing back 256 Indian students, most of them from Jammu and Kashmir, who were stranded amid the worsening Israel-Iran conflict. The Mahan Air flight from Tehran marks the second major evacuation in 24 hours, following the return of 290 students from Mashhad late Friday. Many of the evacuees looked visibly shaken but relieved after days in conflict zones with the disrupted air routes and limited communication. The Jammu and Kashmir Students Association expressed deep gratitude to the Indian government and Iranian authorities for swift coordination, adding that another flight is expected by midnight. Iran also opened its airspace specially to assist the evacuation for Indian students. Now, the Indian government is bringing more than the expected numbers of the students. The total 1,000 nationals are expected to be back, with 2 more flights scheduled, including one via Turkmenistan early Sunday. As tensions continue in the Middle East, Operation Sindhu has become a lifeline for Indian families desperate for news of their loved ones.
It was we were very scared at that time, but thanks to Indian government, हम इस टाइम घर आ रहे हैं उनकी वजह से. उस टाइम पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा डर लग रहा था कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, but अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह we were safe and all thanks to Indian government.
वहाँ पे conditions थी, थोड़ी ये sensitive conditions थी, थी वहाँ पे, तो उस वजह से फिर हमें तभी जाके हमें, जब वहाँ पे कंडीशंस ख़राब थी तभी जाके हमें यहाँ इवैक्यूएट किया, वरना ऐसे कोई नहीं इवैक्यूएशन। ये बहुत मुश्किल प्रोसेस होता है, बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट प्रोसेस होता है। सबसे ज़्यादा ये फील हो रहा था कि हम अब अगर मौत आनी है तो फैमिली से दूर क्यों आनी है। हमें बहुत सेफली, हमें बहुत सिक्योरली यहाँ पे पहुँचाया गया और हमें बिल्कुल भी मुश्किल नहीं हुई कोई।
We were suffering a lot. I mean, like the missiles and the spots and all this sort of thing.
See those missiles and
Yeah, we actually see the dead bodies all. Are located to Qum, Tehran, Mashhad, and then to Tehran. We are traveling from last 1 week.
And shifting our focus to the British fighter jet, it is a very embarrassing moment for UK, where its fighter jet remains stranded for 1 week now in India. Now, as per sources, British Navy crew from UK will be arriving in Trivandrum with spare parts to inspect the F-35. The UK crew will take a call on whether to move the aircraft to hangar or not after inspection. Remember, the Air India has offered its hangar space for the British F-35 fighter jet. New crew, as per sources, has come from Singapore to Trivandrum Airport. My colleague Shiv Arur joins me with more details, as well as take a look at when he spoke to aviation experts, what they had to say about the blanket coverage from UK, where no mention of the fighter jet, which is stranded for more than a week, tomorrow has no mention of it in the UK coverage. Take a look at this.
Today happens to be 1 week since this advanced Royal Navy F-35 stealth fighter was stranded after an emergency landing last Saturday around this time in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. And now we're hearing that a 30-man crew from the Royal Navy and the British military, arriving reportedly from Singapore, it's already landed apparently, will be taking a crack at fixing the aircraft. Now, at least 2 teams from the Royal Navy have so far tried and failed, to get the aircraft into the air again. Apparently, there are serious problems with the hydraulic system, possibly some kind of engine issue as well, as a result of which they've not been able to move the aircraft away. The Royal Navy also declined an offer from Air India, in fact, which we broke yesterday, Maria, to move the aircraft into a hangar. There are some sensitivities over proprietary technology, etc., as a result of which apparently the British government wants the aircraft to be out in the open as much as possible, even though the British media has completely blanked out the story. But this 30-man crew apparently arriving from Singapore will take a crack at it. And if they fail to get the aircraft serviceable again, even though they are apparently coming with spare parts and repair equipment, it is possible that they will either be able to fly the aircraft back to its aircraft carrier or to another base, or maybe even have to use a large transport aircraft to ferry the aircraft to a place where it can be serviced and maintained and made flyworthy again. But basically, this is the biggest effort 1 week later to repair and fix the aircraft to send it back home.
Prattan, has this story of this F-35 on the ground here in India sparked any interest or coverage in the British press and media? It is here. Has it reflected there?
Very surprisingly, it's almost missing from the news here. The first I knew about it was when one of your colleagues contacted me this morning asking if I could talk about it. I did go and look, and there are 1 or 2 of the British newspapers have mentioned it, but this does seem to be very quiet, and I do wonder if the British Ministry of Defence have quietly asked our journalists to save them some embarrassment by not putting this on the headlines here in Britain. Very interesting story, which now I know about it, I shall certainly be following continuously.
But why would you think that is? Is it really embarrassing, Dr. Prattan? Because, I know we're covering it, but, a military aircraft on the ground isn't exactly an unusual thing. Is this that much of an embarrassment?
To me, no, it's not. Military aircraft are complex, sometimes unreliable, and this is a very common event. Clearly, having a classified military asset unwantedly on the ground in a foreign country, even one as friendly as India, is a bit awkward and creates a lot of diplomatic fuss and so on.
Yeah.
So But presumably somebody somewhere either thinks, I can't imagine they don't think this is interesting. So I think they must think that this is embarrassing, or that the public gossip in Britain will just get in the way of them solving the problem from this side of the world.
India's aviation regulator said that Air India needs to set straight its crew rostering system or face severe action, which could even include the airline losing its operation permission. In other words, its license to operate. The regulator wants 3 senior staff members responsible for crew rostering to be immediately removed from their posts. The regulator has 3 specific concerns against these officials. Remember, this comes after the Air India 171 crash. Shifting our focus to the Meghalaya honeymoon murder case, where Shillong court has now sent Sonam Raghuvanshi and her alleged lover Raj to 13 days judicial custody. Meghalaya police did not ask for further custody. Remember, earlier the district session court of Shillong sent Sonam Raghuvanshi and Raj to 2-day police custody as well. Now the grilling continues in the murder case of Raja Raghuvanshi, who was killed brutally by the alleged duo Raj and Sonam Raghuvanshi on May 23rd. Listen in to what the lawyers had to say.
Both the accused were produced today before the court. Custody is over today. So both the accused were sent for 13 days judicial custody.
13 days, sir?
13 days judicial custody.
Okay.
Okay.
पुलिस ने रिमांड नहीं मांगा था?
No. Police didn't ask for any remand. Just prayed for judicial custody. So after hearing, court has granted 13 days judicial custody for both the accused.
And now in some good news, days after the Air India 171 crash, the identity of one of the cabin crew of the Air India from Manipur has been formally confirmed. Preparations are in full progress at Imphal International Airport to receive the cabin crew member who died unfortunately in the crash with utmost dignity and respect. Her travel itinerary is currently being planned and finalized to ensure the most suitable and efficient route for the return of the mortal remains tomorrow. And in some good news for the farmers in Karnataka, Union Minister for Agriculture, Farmers Welfare and Rural Development, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, has provided significant relief to mango farmers who have been troubled by steadily falling prices. To address the drop in mango prices, the central and the state governments will jointly bear the cost of the price difference and pay that to the farmers. The decision was taken today during a video conferencing between Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Karnataka Agriculture Minister, while Union Agriculture Secretary was also present in this meeting. And in a shocking news coming in from Maharashtra's Jalna area, where a teacher was caught napping during the duty hours. This video on your screens has gone viral. This shows the teacher allegedly sleeping in class at a Marathi medium school in Jalna. He was caught on camera by somebody who barged in the classroom and recorded this man sleeping on the job. Well, this is the school. The school caters to the Marathi medium board for students from class 1 to 5. And in this video, you can see how the teacher is casually sleeping, snoring and resting his legs on the table in front while there are students present inside the classroom. Take a look at what my colleague Anuj had to report on it.
Jilla Parishad School from the Jalna district of Maharashtra, from where this video has gone viral. The teacher that we see in the video is D.K. Munde. And, as of course, many would not be able to understand what was said in that video. In that video, we can see that the person who's taking the video has asked the students how long the teacher has been sleeping for. And one of the students, with a bit of hesitation, says that the teacher has been sleeping for as long as half an hour. But what has happened after this is that an official complaint was made to the education officer, Satish Shinde, who is the zonal education officer there, who has promised to take this ahead. But what this does is, as you said earlier, it sheds light on the larger question of the state of government schools, especially in Maharashtra. And this happens when the discourse surrounding the treatment, of students by teachers in the government schools becomes the top priority, especially with the conversation of the third language being included in the curriculum, right? One of the major decisions surrounding that is that the state of teachers and the quality of teachers needs to be improved rather than a third language being introduced, is what the opposition says. Now, of course, this is expected to be one of those pointers, adding up to the narratives about the poor quality of teachers, especially in the government schools in deeper parts of the state in Maharashtra.
And NDTV reports from ground zero where the war is happening. First-hand account of what action is being taken in the Iran and Israel war, as NDTV reports. From Israel, NDTV's Ankit Tyagi is now on the ground, and we will give you the most trustable news that you need in the times of war between Israel and Iran. With that, we're slipping into a very short break, coming back with more news and details.
As the Israel-Iran war escalates, pushing the world to the brink, I report live from ground zero to bring you an exploding conflict firsthand.
Now, Canada's hypocrisy on Khalistan has been exposed once again after Canada admitted that Khalistani elements have been using Canadian soil to foment violence against India. The Canadian police have now identified the main suspect in the 1985 Kanishka bombing case. However, Canada refuses to disclose his identity, claiming due to its respective privacy laws. In another statement by RCMP, they have stated that the suspect died without ever facing charges. Now, tracking some news coming in from Brazil, at least 8 people are dead following an accident involving a hot air balloon in Brazil's southern region of Santa Catarina. Video posted to social media shows a hot air balloon catching fire while in the sky. This mid-air horror was captured on the by the RT team, where this video shows how the hot air balloon caught fire, and now at least 8 people have been injured in the incident. Meanwhile, we are tracking that at least while 8 people died, there were 21 people on board this hot air balloon.
That at least 8 people have died after this hot air balloon, with an estimated 22 people on board crashed in Brazil's southern state of Santa Catarina. So this is what the state governor has said just a few moments ago. This news broke just a few moments ago, and the video is all over social media of this hot air balloon plummeting to the ground. There seems to be one person falling with the hot air balloon, and there are some reports that suggest that at least 2 people have survived this horrific incident. So these are some initial minutes of the reports coming in, so we'll have more details as we go along. But so far, it's been confirmed that at least 8 people have died in this tragic incident.
And now, catching some sports news, it was Rishabh Pant's day at Leeds as he surpassed the legendary MS Dhoni in terms of most centuries by an Indian wicketkeeper. India folded for 471, but the 3 Lions have fought back. Here's how the day unfolded. Till tea.
Let's also talk about Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant, when he played that infamous, scoop shot, Sunil Gavaskar, he said, stupid, stupid, stupid. Will he be saying stupendous, surreal, and any other adjectives after this particular knock?
Actually, Mr. Gavaskar was watching with us, and just some time back, we were sitting together, and Mr. Gavaskar was all praise for Rishabh, because everyone knows why Mr. Gavaskar said it. Yeah. Because Rishabh, with this bundle of talent, cannot just give his wicket away. He's got incredible talent. Make no mistake, he's India's greatest wicket-keeper batter in the red ball format. And I say this keeping in mind a certain MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni did not score a Sena Country 100. Rishabh has 5 so far. This is unbelievable. But that's what it is. When you've got such kind of talent, when you've got, bundles of talent, you cannot throw it away. And now with leadership responsibility, the vice captain of the team, I think it augurs well for India. The Rishabh innings was special. Came in when he sort of misjudged the ball and got out, but otherwise, absolutely special knock. Absolutely special knock to get India to 470.
The news continues here on NDTV. Don't go anywhere. For latest updates and breaking news, don't forget to subscribe to the NDTV's YouTube channel.